This is easily one of the most dangerous devil fruits in all of One Piece, and it's barely even used. All because the user has a moral code. The ripe fruit can rapidly mature and deteriorate anything the user touches. It can destroy structures. It can alter environments. We've literally seen it used to turn an 8-year-old into a 28-year-old. Like that. And that just physically aged up his body. It does nothing to his mind. There's an 8-year-old mind in a 28-year-old body. That's crazy work. And if that wasn't already crazy enough, this devil fruit has a lot in common with one of the most destructive quirks in all of My Hero Academia, Shigaraki's decay. Except instead of just outright destroying things, the ripe fruit weaponizes time. And the more I think about it, the more I am so glad that Blackbeard does not have this in his arsenal. Let's get into this. The Juku no Mi, or the ripe fruit, is a Paramecia-type devil fruit used by Shinobu. Its ability is deceptively simple. Whatever the user touches can be matured or aged. We've seen Shinobu use her ability to manipulate the environment around her. If you need to escape, you can age the ground. If you need to get through a wall, a door, you can age the entire structure. If you need to avoid an attack, you can make a hole in the ground like that. And this is just the first reason why this fruit is so useful. You don't have to necessarily destroy something with some crazy big power. You just have to make it age and destroy itself. Let time do all the work for you. Wano gave us a feat that completely changes the way you kind of gotta look at this devil fruit. Mild spoilers for Wano? Come on now. Momo really wanted to help fight Kaido. Problem is, Momo is 8 years old and not a protagonist. This is not Hunter x Hunter. You would get whooped. So, Shinobu used her powers to age this 8-year-old into a 28-year-old. Like that. Also, he could be useful. Bull lost his whole childhood in an instant. That's a crazy threat. Imagine somebody talking trash and you're like, yo, I'll make your baby 21 right now. That'd be so malicious. And mind you, this only physically matures the body. He is still an 8-year-old boy in the body of a 28-year-old man. And this change, unlike Bonnie's Toshi no Mi or age fruit, is permanent. This is forever. This is a forever thing. This is not a temporary transformation. This is not gone with the long hair and Hunter x Hunter. This is not that. That boy is forever 28 until next year, then he's 29. And I think that's where people often underestimate just how powerful the ripe fruit could be. Because if the fruit can alter the physical age of someone's entire body, how precise could the ability get with enough mastery and time? Now we know Shinobu decides to, reel the powers in because of her moral code as a kunoichi. You are a ninja. Lock in, shorty. So let's get crazy. Let's pretend as if Shinobu suddenly, I don't know, switch one off of the brain. Now she's a different person. She's still Shinobu, but Shinobu with a locked in mission. Let's assume with enough practice and enough mastery, the ripe fruit can be used with extreme precision. We've already seen it affect an entire body, but what if you could just age a particular body part? A hand, a foot, a muscle, a joint, an organ. Give them a one-tap heart attack. Imagine you're fighting somebody, they swing at you, you dodge because you're a ninja, you got skills, and then you grab their arm. This would kind of be like the rust fruit if its effect was actually canon. I know Shu used the rust fruit on Zoro's elbow and kind of aged up his joint or rushed up his joint. That's non-canon, by the way. That's non-canon. That did not happen for real. But what if with her power, you could do that with enough mastery? Just their joint or just the muscles in their arm to make them drop the weapon or whatever. Like, the possibilities of this devil fruit in combat with mastery, ridiculous. You could hit them with their shoulder or their elbow or their knee, hit them with their Achilles tendon. Just that's gonna be some precision aiming to hit them down there in their Achilles tendon. But if you did, they not walking again. Get somebody a nice pat on the back. Boom, congratulations. Your spine is never gonna feel the same. You're gonna crack every time you breathe. Once again, these are all completely speculative because we're never going to see Shinobu snap and do these things. But if someone else, especially Blackbeard, was to have their hands on this devil fruit, someone more malicious, we would know it'd be absolutely ridiculous. Let's get back into the canon stuff. Shinobu is a ninja. So let's forget the big, flashy, boom, explosions, all that stuff. That's not her case. Your job is infiltration. You can sneak into a prison, boom, rust the bars. You could have freed everybody at Impel Down stealthily. Just us. All the bars open up. All the doors open up. Locks don't apply unless the C prism's still in it. You could just tap it away. Who needs a locksmith? Join the Revolutionary Army, yo. Join the Revolutionary Army, please. Or if anything, you can sabotage somebody's whole ship. Just walk past, touch the mast. They don't know. It's gonna gradually age, and then boom, they all cooked at sea, especially the devil fruit users. You could literally sink an entire ship with one touch. I'm glad she's a good guy now I think about it. Do you have any idea how terrifying it would be knowing that you have someone that you can't let get anywhere near anything around you? They can't touch your ship. They can't touch your weapon. They can't touch you. You better be a super duper marksman fighting from outside of Usopp's and Van Augur's range in order to have any real effect. Because if this person connects, it's over, hypothetically speaking. Now let's get into the Shigaraki part. Let's get into that, shall we? If you're My Hero fan, you already know where I'm getting at. And if not, you should watch My Hero, yo. Go do that. If you caught up on One Piece, go watch My Hero. Vigilante is open though. My Hero Vigilante is tough too though, so you can dibble and dabble. You got options. I digress. Shigaraki's decay is terrifying because he can touch something and make it spread. Every battlefield, if you were touching the ground or touching a structure, becomes dangerous. Every building is a potential hazard. You are literally not safe unless you can levitate and have a barrier around you. And even then, don't let him touch the barrier. Shigaraki's touch destroys things. Shinobu's touch deteriorates and ages things. Honestly, I think the second might be a bit scarier because of the uncertainty factor. With Shigaraki, if he touches something, it's getting crumbled. It is what it is. But with the ripe fruit, you wouldn't even know exactly what happened until it's already too late. You wouldn't realize that your sword that you've been using forever suddenly aged out. You won't be aware that the ship that you've been sailing on, that you checked and inspected just 5 minutes ago, is suddenly rotting away at its core. It's the deceptive part. It's the fact that anything around you could be unstable if you happen to run across this person. And you wouldn't even know it because she's a ninja. Kunoichi. Realistically, she's the epitome of a bad touch, where everything she's touched, everything I touch is falling apart. But literally though, she can make that happen. And all of this is before the awakening. We don't know what an awakened ripe fruit looks like. So once again, we're imagining here, guys. Put your thinking caps, let's expand. We know that Paramecia awakenings often allow the users to manipulate the environment along with the devil fruit. We've seen this with the special Paramecia with the Mochi Mochi. We've seen Doflamingo turn entire buildings into strings. We've seen Luffy make the ground rock. We've also seen like laws and stuff, but let's go back to the previous ones. So imagine her being able to tap one thing and now everything around it deteriorates. She is literally becoming a walking aging thing. Like imagine if she didn't need to touch you directly. It'd be once again the Shigaraki effect. If she could just touch the floor and you're touching the floor ages and it just rapidly goes around there. The battlefield itself just starts aging. Buildings start deteriorating left and right. The ground collapses, crumbles, becomes unstable. Bridges fall, weapons weaken. And how do you fight that? How do you stop everything from aging? Everyone knows that, yeah, you can use enough hockey to dispel certain things. We've seen this numerous times. Law defending off the female effect of Doc Q's devil fruit was already in effect. But what if you didn't know what was happening? How long would you have to stop the aging process? And how far would it get before you actually realize you should have had your hockey on? Because it is widespread and you never know where the source of it is coming from, how does one defend against that? And this would make an absolutely terrifying awakened devil fruit. I say Blackbeard shouldn't have this because, as you guys know, he kind of manipulated gravity with his whole, get over here. Imagine him doing that. He has a guaranteed way to age anybody. I don't want that. His third fruit better not be this. But it's not all bad. It's not all negative things with this devil fruit. Because ripe means to age up, not to make decrepit. So what if you had precise control and you can make something 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, or 100 years older? A lot of things don't sound appealing like that until you start fermenting things. Like, oh, this aged barrel of wine suddenly sells for $1 bajillion. It's been aging for 500 years. This goes back to the Void Century. Don't let the government find out about this. And besides that, let's say, I don't know, you happen to grow fruits or whatever. Growing anything in agriculture. Growing anything, if you guys ever tried planting, it's a process. These things take time. But wait a second. You have the time touch. You can age anything that you tap. You could instantly grow whatever you wanted. Just like that. See, that's how we got to do this. This is how you use this devil fruit in real life, okay? You take this, you touch something, fruit, produce, wheat, whatever, age it up, you can rapidly grow whatever you want. And in this economy, boy, is that needed. You want some wine. So listen, you can grow your own grapes, put the grapes in the barrel, go through that fermenting process. I don't know the whole process, I'm just saying stuff right here. Go through all that, age up this wine. Now you have that juku no wine type Sean. You know, listen, it'll sell for a good price, I can assure you. People love them fancy assorted cheeses. Buy some cheese that's not Kraft or something like that. Age it up, put it in a barrel, whatever. Set it off for later. Listen, there are a lot of ways you can make money and live a nice, non-murderous life. You can do it. You don't have to go out there and be an assassin or a locksmith. Also, could also work at a junk factory or something like that. Just age everything at a junkyard. Collapse it. You have options. You don't have to limit yourself to this. But we can obviously see, and let's be real, most of us would use this offensively, intentionally or accidentally. Just don't be accidentally aging anybody up just because they made you mad. Like you being childish? Okay, cool. Huss. Now you're 40. That's I don't know what type of sentence you would need for that, but the world government, you need to be in prison. Impel down level 15. It doesn't even exist, but you need to be there. But like you said, there are so many possibilities with this devil fruit. And the thing is, it's not as outright showy and destructive as the Quake fruit. It doesn't turn you into a dragon. You don't do booger bombs. You don't have laser beams. Your ability is subtle. We've already seen it permanently alter a human body, deteriorate the environment, create escape paths, weaken structures, and potentially allow a creative user to weaponize the passage of time itself. And unfortunately, we've barely seen what this fruit can do because it's locked behind a user who's decided that she's not going to use her powers like that. Give this fruit to somebody with creativity like Vegapunk. Just not Blackbeard, Joe. Like, I kind of want to see Blackbeard with this, but I definitely don't want to see Blackbeard with this. Because in the right hands or in the wrong hands, the ripe fruit becomes a completely different beast. Because the scary part isn't how strong is Shinobu. It's what happens when somebody who actually wants to use this fruit gets their hands on it. Because if peak supreme mastery lets you control what ages, how much it ages, and where it ages, then your opponent doesn't even need to lose the fight. All they have to do is get one single touch. And that's why the ripe fruit might be one of the most ridiculously dangerous devil fruits in all of One Piece. But what do y'all think? Are y'all seeing the vision that I've clarified for y'all? Do y'all want to see what other devil fruit we're talking about next? Because there are plenty of other devil fruits that are way dangerous, or at least way crazier than the anime makes it seem, because they just don't have enough time. But I have time. Time for you, time for everybody. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. If you got this far, thank you. If you really like the video. Maybe share it with a friend, maybe subscribe. I don't know. Choice is yours. Buttons are there. You take care and have a good night.